the way they speak their Igbo. Hey, you know, it gets some kind of insult that it gets some kind of insult that you need to say it in Igbo for the message to be passed across. You just need to like speak it, you know. I don't know how to put it, but there's some sweetness to it. Owe class. Okay, for Igbo owe class. Ima kesa si asote ofuma na obi obuna ogbako na say it's good. Good morning, guys. Hello, good morning. Today's video, I was just like, okay, let's see what we can just do today. Now sometimes you don't really know what to say when you want to start creating content. You just like start creating, you just start recording, and then ideas now start popping into your head. So today's video, I just want to talk about something I've noticed that has really become endemic in this era, and that is our children, this generation, most especially my generation, our generation, the upcoming generation, not being able to speak their native language. This has almost become like it has almost become like like cancer. It's almost become like something that I don't think it can ever stop, or I don't think that something can be done. Or let's say if something is not done on time, then in the next coming decades, the children or those who are coming up would have forgotten their language or forgotten their roots. So myself, I'm also guilty. I'm also not exempted from this. I'm also like, you're also guilty of the crime. You're guilty as charged, you know. And it's just something I just want to like, as I'm talking to as I'm talking about the video, as I'm talking about the topic, I'm also like talking to myself, because I really want to be intentional in teaching my daughter how to speak her native language. I'm Igbo from Enugu State. Enugu State, Oji River, Amankwenyi. Yes, Abumoni Enugu 042. Anyway, I would want my daughter to also grow up, and if being asked on the road or anywhere across the globe, where are you from? Onye ebe Igbo, should be able to say, oh, I'm Igbo, or Abumoni Igbo. You know, Abumoni Igbo, Abumoni Amankwenyi, Oji River local government area. You know, I want her to be able to know her place, where she comes from, and not like, I don't know where I'm from, but I know I'm from Enugu. No, in as much as it's good if you can speak the language, in as much as it's good if you can speak English, if you can speak phonetics, like it's nice, but you have to know how to speak your language. That is your identity. You know, it's like if you don't know how to speak the language, it's almost like your identity gets taken away from you, and it's becoming something that is like everywhere. And most times, you know, children, they tend to know how to speak. Children, they tend to know how to speak languages from early age, from when they were little to growing up. If they're not able to learn it at that time, then it might be difficult for them to learn it. They could learn it, but also it's easier when you are communicating with your child. Like for me, for example, I'm trying to be intentional with how I communicate with my daughter. In as much as like you are tempted, sometimes if you forget, you see yourself speaking English to your daughter. But whenever I remember, I try to like speak Igbo to her, for her to understand her language, for her to know where she's coming from, for her to know her roots, you know, those kind of things. I would love her to enjoy those benefits that I enjoyed knowing my language. You know, there's this feeling of knowing where you come from and knowing your roots and knowing your like, you can just get called up anywhere, like, where are you from, and then you can just say it in a twinkle of an eye like that. So I want that for my daughter as well. So let me tell you, like, the benefits of knowing, of teaching your children how of teaching your children how to speak the language, your native tongue, your mother tongue, your native language. Teaching your daughter, your children, your son, your people how to speak their mother tongue is very, very important, especially when they are growing up. It is very important because that is when it is very easy for them to learn it. That is when they can just easily speak the language, because that language a mother or a father speaks to her child or his child, you know, those ones tend to register more than the ones they learn in school. The ones they learn in school, obviously they will learn it, but the one you teach them, it's like that is the foundation. That is the foundation. And most times I was making some research and I found out that for those who are able to speak their mother tongue, speaking other languages also becomes easier for them. So what are the benefits I'm trying to talk about knowing how to speak your language? Firstly, the benefits are endless. You know, the first and foremost is like knowing how to speak your language is like it promotes your cultural identity. And when you don't know how to speak your language, it's almost like you're walking around the road naked. And I'm not sure anybody would like that for themselves or for their children or something like that. But knowing how to speak your language is your power, is like your identity. Imagine you come home for Christmas. I noticed that, okay, you go home for Christmas, most people they tend to speak English. I don't know for other ethnic groups, but I know that for Igbo, most often times than not that I've seen, when you speak the English, the phonetics with some kind of, you know how you speak those English, like, I don't know how to speak that phonetics, but I'm ready to learn. I love hearing that. But I'm just saying that it's like knowing when to speak what language at certain environment. Not when you're in the village, you're trying to speak like, and then I say, when you're back on your body, I speak I say, or something. They see you like strangers. So we need to learn how to speak your language. You need to know how to speak your native language. And then you travel to village for Christmas, they speak English, they're like, I don't get it, I don't get what you're trying to say, but thank you. That's fine, that's cute, but that's in the wrong place, my dear. But when you speak your language, you tend to feel belonged in a certain place. Knowing how to speak phonetics is good. It feels like I'm one of the bougie type. I'm like, I'm a Kwande Bible. I'm all those kind of things. But it's good, but that doesn't show that you're bougie. It doesn't. For whatever reason, for whatever thing you think that makes you feel like, I'm bougie, I'm like, yes, I don't understand what you guys are trying to say. For whatever reason, my dear, I'm telling you now, it doesn't show that you're bougie. They even respect you more when you speak the language. When you speak Ekenegisi Ututoma or Ekenegisi Ha Ebokwara Ilarukwara Ofuma. They tend to welcome you more. They tend to, like, you see all smiles on their faces. Even you yourself speaking the language to them, you feel like you belong to that group. You feel like a member. I know most times when you don't know how to speak that language and you're in a certain environment, you feel like a stranger. You feel like an odd man out in that environment. You feel like maybe it doesn't matter to you, but really it is very, very important, because it makes you, that is your cultural identity firstly. Secondly, it makes you feel belonged. It makes you like, kita kebia. Do you understand? Those kind of things, like those little things And if you happen to be stranded, I said, you know, those kind of things. You need to teach your children this language. You need to make them understand that speaking your language, it doesn't mean that you are from a poor place. It doesn't mean that you're Bumbweke. It doesn't mean that you are anachronistic. It doesn't mean that you are archaic. You know, you need to teach your children. Like, I need to also be intentional about it with my daughter. Then thirdly, you know, it's fun. It's fun knowing how to speak your language. Like, everybody is gathered and you're like, geez. You know, if I go out like this and I see all this, and you go to all this, I'm from Enugu, so all this about my side, like Ime Enugu, the way they speak their Igbo, hey, you know, it gets some kind of insult that you need to say it in Igbo for the message to be passed across. You just need to like speak it, you know. I don't know how to put it, but there's some sweetness to it. Owe class. Okay, for Igbo owe class. Ima kesa si asote of mana obi na gbakọ na gbakọ na say it's good. It's like everybody will just be tapping their own and singing you know, those kind of things are sweet. It's like I find it really, really fun. I find it really, really interesting. I'm like, that's fun. And then thirdly, we know there are benefits. I'm going to give you guys a story. My sister, my younger sister, when she was trying to during her service year, while she was like this hustle and bustle of trying to find where you do your PPA in Abuja, all those kind of things. So as she was going out, the security man just told her that go to this man, speak Igbo to him, and he would just give you what you want. My sister went and she did the same. And then, mind you, they already went there before and they were told, okay, come back tomorrow, come back next week, then we'll see if we'll have something for you. Then as she was just going out, the security man just said, oh, go to this man and speak Igbo to him. He just might help you. And my sister went and spoke Igbo to the man. That's how she got that PPO. The man just gave it to her there, live and direct. Like, and imagine if she didn't know how to speak Igbo. And you know, and the benefits are, and you know, our parents, they're always happy when they know that, when they see that you can speak their language, when you see that you can speak their language, be it Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Ibibio, Efi, all those languages. Our parents, the elderly ones, are always happy. It gives them joy. They're like, at least thank God that our language will not get taken away from us by the white guys, you know. Then also another benefit that I've also gotten from speaking this language, like there are lots of things, like there's no downside to knowing how to speak your language. There's no downside at all. Just speak your language, speak your English at the right place at the right time, speak your Igbo at the right place at the right time. Just know how to find your balance. You know, most times if I go to the market, there was one day I went to the market and I went to buy something from one woman. I was speaking Igbo, so I was like, she was happy. I'm like, I'm so happy. In fact, you know, she was very happy. She was really fulfilled that this fine girl like this Masibu to all those kind of things. I know those kind of things. You also want your children to get to experience those are little things. It might be something I can afford, yes, but it's just the fulfillment on our parents or an elderly people, on their faces, the fulfillment they have. My mother-in-law, she doesn't like that at all. If she sees you speaking Igbo to Michelle, she tells you, someone Igbo, no rute school, no gama ka esa asu English. Nke ọbụna ọmụpụkọ na mụtazikwa na school, no buru nke ọmụta, but ọkwa ifuru Igbo, ọ gama ka esa asu. You know, if you just want to piss her off, I just try and speak. She just, Danya, you know this kind of eye that our parents used to give us when you like go out and they ask you, will you eat something? And your parents are talking with you with their eye. like, check Ainaru. When we get home, I will deal with you. That kind of eye. But really, it's something that I don't know. It's something that we need to really be intentional about. And most times, I've noticed that most times people, they even like, for example, I and my sister, I rarely talk to her. And in fact, I even find it weird. I can't even speak English around her. Not that I can't speak, but it doesn't flow. You know, that kind of a thing. It doesn't flow. It doesn't just like, or that gang, or the kind way, somewhere, or it doesn't flow at all. We always speak Igbo, and while we're in school in Ukraine, like ask around, people know us like on there, and then I tap your go to Igbo, and so yes, all those kind of things. And they like, sometimes some people find it like, oh, you can speak your language, that's so sweet. Sometimes, and the depressing part of it is that the shaming comes from those people from your own group. Let me say from Igbo or something. They are like, biko una so one other year, but you know, those kind of things. And it's disheartening, really, as whatever way you might want to think it. I feel like it's really disheartening. I want to be able to see my children communicate in Igbo, flow with each other, speak the language very fluently, and our identity, it won't be taken away from us, because that is all we have to show for who we are and where we are from. You know, those kind of things. So that is all we have to show. And most times our children, if they know how to speak the language, the third thing I also like to say, that one of the benefits is like, it makes them curious to know where they are from. It makes them curious to know like, mommy, where am I from? Oh, mommy, they know. When our children, when you see them speak, they learn the language, and like they speak, and like all those kind of things, and like they're happy, they're excited. You can really see the excitement on their faces. They're like, Kachifo, you know, our children are happy. They feel like, and I'm not sure you want to take that away from them. You don't want to take that away from them. I always love the way Hausa people are really proud of their language. They speak their language the way they want to speak it. Yoruba, they speak their language the way they want to speak it. I also want us as well to be able to teach our children Igbo, so that in the next generation, our language is still with us. Our language won't get taken away from us, all in the name of trying to be bougie, or to belong to the high class, all those kind of things, you know. But anyway, I think I've exhausted the points that I have in my head. I would also want you to tell me what you think. If you think, and if your child has grown up and doesn't know how to speak it yet, you should teach your children. You will see the excitement on their faces when they are learning the languages, when they get to that environment where they are communicating in that language. You will see the excitement on their faces, replying back and like, oh mommy, I understand what you're trying to say. Oh mommy, I understand what that, you know, that excitement. You don't want to take that away from them. I want to be able to sit down and watch my children communicate and have fun and like be proud of where they are from and say, yes, I'm Igbo, I'm a Masi Igbo. You know, those kind of things. We need to really promote our language. Let's be proud of where we are from. Let's be proud of who we are. Not just putting it up on Instagram, you know, like when you travel abroad and you're like, you know that kind of putting on your IG profile flag, Nigerian flag, and then UK flag or Canada flag or US flag. It's cute, but let it be practical, not just theory, man. Not just theory. But anyway, I'm so happy that I got to finally film this video. And you know, I had to really record this video all over again. Because the first one I recorded, I saw that I was sounding like someone that was depressed. I was like, what was this thing? It's like, I'll have to do it again. No, I don't want to. I was just watching the video, I was feeling sleepy. I was like, what's all this? I just had to just like, let me just do this video all over again and see. Anyway, I think I'm beginning to be comfortable. I think I'm beginning to be more comfortable in front of the camera, in the sense that I no longer see it as the camera. I see it as, you know, when you're gisting with somebody, or when you have gists for somebody and you call the person. So what I, you know, this day what I do when I feel like I have gist, I just like dress, camera, set, action, you know, and then boom. That way we are consistent, because if I like try not to see it in that light, I might find it difficult. Being consistent. I might find it difficult trying to see what to put out or what not to put out. But if I see it as gist, I'm like gisting you guys like what's happening and all these kind of things, then we are going to get to almost, then we'll be on our way to 1,000 subscribers and more. So guys, thank you so much if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much if you loved the content. Thank you so much if you watched up to this point. And to all my returning subscribers, you guys are the best and I love you guys. Anyway, see you guys and bye bye.